Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for today's event, How to Maximize the Benefits of SugarCRM with Implicit. My name's Jenna Carrillo. I'm your Customer Success Manager here at BrainSell and will also be your host today. We have Ronnie, the CTO and Managing Director from Implicit on the line. So glad to have you here, Ronnie. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello, everyone.
Okay, so we're covering a lot in a short amount of time, so let's just jump right in. A quick agenda. It's a 60-minute session, so you see the breakdown here. We have a 15-minute discussion followed by a 30-minute demo of Implicit and a 10-minute Q&A. Just as a reminder, throughout this webinar, please type the questions into the questions box below to submit them, and we'll try to answer them during that Q&A. We do have a poll to get us started. What integrations are you using with Outlook? While you answer that, just wondering, Ronnie, what do you usually see people integrate Outlook with, or what have you?
Basically, SugarConnect and Implicit. Those are the two solutions that we see.
Okay, yeah, those are the two solutions I see a lot as well. Just let everyone get their answers in here. Okay, just grabbing a few more submissions. Okay, great. So we will view those poll questions at the end of the call, I believe. So now let's move kind of right into the benefits of Implicit. Ronnie, I'm gonna pass it off to you to walk us through the PowerPoint.
Thank you, Jenna. I'd like to start off by talking about our value proposition. What is it that we bring to the table? We've all witnessed the incredible success of CRM over the last decade. It's certainly proven itself as a vital tool for sales and marketing, and very much proliferated to most sectors of business. Yet, throughout this time, Outlook on the desktop, with all the popularity of cloud-based solutions, Outlook on the desktop remains the primary tool for all customer engagement. That includes emails, scheduling meetings, contacts, everything. Now, CRM vendors and of course SugarCRM recognized that and provided solutions, Outlook integration solutions, to facilitate integration and synchronization with Outlook. But in their view of the world, for obvious reasons, in their view of the world, they position their CRM application at the center of the solution for their customers. And as a result, users are finding themselves having to switch back and forth between Outlook and the CRM. Now, we took the opposite approach. We put Outlook in the center, and that's really where the difference is. Outlook is in the center, and we provide an Outlook integration solution that pretty much allows you to do all your CRM work, all your daily CRM work from within Outlook without having to switch back and forth. We integrate into all aspects of Outlook, and we've extended Outlook functionality vertically to include CRM-specific capabilities such as collaboration, approval, various kinds of email tracking, which I will demonstrate later on. Some of the benefits. The primary benefit, of course, is a significant time saving by being able to do all your CRM work from within Outlook. It makes you much more productive. And also because we allow users to work in a familiar environment that they feel comfortable, and the nature of the integration such that it's just to users, it looks and feels like a natural extension of their daily use of Outlook. They tend to adopt CRM much quicker and utilize it much more. And of course, the other aspect of productivity is automation. Being integrated into Outlook allows us to minimize manual data entry and also automate repetitive tasks such as generating and sending emails with quotes and invoices, and all that is done through Outlook, via Outlook. And of course, that all translates to productivity, which means you have more time to spend on customer interaction. Here are some testimonials from customers talking about their experience with Implicit, the synergy and the way how the two systems function as one, and the impact on their productivity, which is time saving and general adoption process. So let me start with demo. Jenna, just to make sure you're able to see my Outlook, you're able to see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Perfect. So this is what Frontend looks like. It's a collection of what we call CRM productivity tools. There's a side panel such that once you select an email, the system recognizes the contact, the account, any recent business activity, opportunities, meetings, quotes, anything that's been going on with this account. And also up on the toolbar, there's a ribbon for front end. This is all customizable too. Just like Sugar, you can customize it to show exactly the modules that you're working with, standard and custom modules. And the same is true for the side panel. You can completely customize the side panel, which modules are shown and which fields are shown for each of the modules. The first tool is the data sync tool. And in addition to synchronizing all the Outlook data, calendars, contacts, all the native data inside Outlook, we also allow you to synchronize CRM data. I have a list of my accounts, the accounts I'm working with, my leads, my opportunities, and just like I said, you can customize this any way you want. Cases, if you're using this for support, notes, and you can also extend and add more modules here. From here, you can perform searches in Outlook and in Sugar. And you can also filter the view by the sales stage. So if you're focusing on early stage opportunities or late stage opportunities, you can do all that from within Outlook. Now, if I open, let's open one of the accounts, for example, show you what it looks like. This is exactly the same information that you have in Sugar. So you have your overview, there's additional information. If you've customized the module and added your custom fields, you can bring them to Outlook and work with them in Outlook. And the same is true for custom modules. And then related data. So here are all the records that are related to this account. My opportunities, cases, activities. One thing to notice, which is very, very useful, these are not just database records. These are actual Outlook items. So if I open this meeting invite, you're going to see that this is an actual Outlook invite that what we've done is we've extended it down below at the bottom of the form to add the CRM specific information. So this says this meeting is related to this account, assigned to this team, this user, this is the meeting type, etc.
And that of course you can right over to Sugar.
I'm sorry, Jenna?
And that syncs it right over to Sugar.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
The system in the background continuously synchronizes the data between Outlook and Sugar. And vice versa, of course. Mm-hmm. History and notes, here's the list of all my contacts. If I open one of the contacts, you'll see exactly the same look and feel. So this is the standard part of the Outlook form for the contact, and down below is the CRM information. And everything else looks and feels the same way. I have my list of emails, received emails, sent emails, and even documents. And as part of Frontend, we also have plugins into Office applications and Acrobat, where you can archive document directly from the native application, and Outlook will synchronize those documents as well. So this is the data synchronization tool. You can configure it. I'll go through the configuration part of it. The tool that allows you to specify which records you want to sync to Outlook, and then it continuously syncs those records. That's the data sync tool. Next is the email archiving and automation tool. There's a wide variety of methods that we provide, ranging from simple drag and drop, so you can drag an email from your inbox and drop it on the side panel, or if you need additional functionality, you have this tool that allows you to customize the subject and allows you to archive to multiple records at the same time. So I can say, archive this email to this contact, this account, and this particular opportunity. And in addition, I can select any type of record, custom and standard and custom, and say, okay, I'd like to archive it to this record as well. Now, once you've selected the records that are associated with this email, you can say from now on, do this automatically. So any future messages in this conversation would be automatically archived. I don't need to do this every time. And then from here, you can also schedule, this is for yourself, it doesn't go out to the customer, schedule a follow-up meeting, call, a task, however you want. This is the manual archiving. Now, we also have what we call the rules engine, which does automatic archiving. And I'll give you an example. So Jane here is my customer. I'm communicating with her regularly. I'd like to set up a rule to archive all of Jane's emails. So I'm going to create a rule. Give it a name. It applies to received emails. And since I selected Jane, the system knows that anything from Jane will be archived to it automatically selected her CRM record, contact record. I can do this at the account level. I can also do this at the global level. So not a specific email address, but drop down here, I can select any contact. That means this is all CRM contact incoming emails. Right, so that means that if an email comes in, we're going to examine it if it was received from a CRM contact, then it will archive it to the recipient and the respective account. So if your policy, that depends on your archiving policy, but if your policy is to archive all emails from contacts and leads, all you have to do is create 4 rules, 2 for incoming, 2 for outgoing contacts and leads, and that pretty much covers everything. But you have the flexibility to be very granular, down to a specific contact, and you can also set filters. So if it came from a contact, went to sales, words in the subject, you can set the filters any way you want. So these are all part of the email rules engine. And if you're familiar with Outlook rules engine, it's exactly the same. It's modeled after the Outlook native rules engine, where you can create rules and control them from here. Another type of email archiving is based on conversation. And we have both retroactively, that means past conversation, past emails, or future conversation. Retroactively, again, this is all because we are so tightly integrated with Outlook. We can say the scenario is you've been communicating with the leads, and at some point the opportunity matured, and you want to go back and archive all the emails that are part of that conversation all at once. So it picks up all the emails in the conversation, and you can archive each email to the respective recipients and accounts. And the same thing as we saw before, from now on, do this automatically. The other part of this is future conversation, and this is done here. I can select the record and say, this email is related to this record. Just keep tracking it and archiving all emails or future emails that were part of that conversation. This is as far as email archiving. The other part of this is the automation. And say Jane requested a quote, right? I'm going to respond to generate a quote for Jane. I'm going to respond and do a mail merge. Why mail merge? Because there's a template in the CRM for quotes and invoices that my admin created. I'm going to select the record, select the template, and hit reply. And what we're actually doing now is doing a remote mail merge between the template and the data in the CRM record, and generated an attachment directly into my reply email. Right, so if I open this PDF, you'll see that this is the standard template in Sugar merged with the CRM data.
Wow.
Now, you can do this now, but it will take you, somewhere between 5 to 10 minutes of switching back and forth. If we save that 5 and 10 minutes multiplied by, however many quotes and invoices you send per day, that accumulates to time saving. The other part of the automation is the ability to reply with an email template. This time it's not an attachment. This time it's the actual message body that I can say, I'd like to reply. Again, this is Jane requested a quote. I'm going to reply with this template, request for quote. So you can standardize the replies that your salespeople are using a template in Sugar. And you can see what this looks like. There's what we call merge fields: contact name, title, account name, address, etc., etc. And since I'm replying to Jane, the system recognized Jane, showing me the Jane CRM record, and all I have to do is click merge, and it will bring the CRM data and merge it with a template right into the email. Yeah. Okay.
I'm just thinking about myself and how much time it takes between email and getting it into Sugar, and then even filling out kind of the same message that I send a couple times a day. That would save so much time.
It does. That's the whole idea. The next tool is the collaboration and approval tool. In the interest of time, I'm not going to take you through the whole email exchange, but let me show you the end result. And the idea here is to be able to capture internal email discussions. So this is not about capturing customers' email. It's about capturing internal emails that contain information that is important and need to be archived to the CRM record. Maybe it's for future reference, maybe it's for audit trail purposes, but this tool allows me to capture my discussions with my colleagues right into the CRM, and also use it to record approval request, say from my sales manager. I'm requesting something, he's responded. That whole cycle is captured and saved into the CRM record. So here I have an example. The record is this account, this contact, this particular opportunity. Of course, I can choose anything. I requested something and Tom approved. Now, let me show you what it looks like. I'm opening the collaboration log, which is, you can see this is part of the opportunity record. Shows up on the collaboration tab and shows me the complete interaction. So this is an email I received from my customer, Arthur. first thing I did, Arthur asked for a quote including shipping costs to Dallas. I don't know what that's going to be, so I'm going to communicate with my friend at the shipping department to say, hey, John, what is it going to cost to ship 120 server enclosures to Dallas? John sends me the information, which of course is going to go to the quote. And then the next thing, I'm going to communicate with Tom and say, hey, I want to offer UOG a 20% discount. Could you please approve this? Right, so this is an approval request, and Tom approved it. Go ahead, and this whole thing is recorded, shows up as part of the record. And if I want to see this now or at some point in the future, in the CRM, all I have to do is click the Q button, takes me to the CRM, and then I can see this is the collaboration request. Let me show you. This is essentially a continuous log. You can see it starts from Arthur's email, and then my message to John asking about shipping is John's response. So you have a continuous log of all the email transaction. You also have a table here down below of all the emails. So it's very easy to track and see, who said what and who approved at what time and date, etc.
That data is so valuable. If it's not in the CRM, it doesn't exist. So
right, it doesn't exist. Well, it exists in Outlook messages, but go find it, 6 months later. This is the collaboration approval log. Let me actually walk you through, just so you can see how much work I can do from within Outlook. Let me walk you through a use case. I have an email from Avi Green. Avi Green is asking for a quote again, and I can see he's not in the CRM. So I'm going to create him as a contact. I'm going to select the account. Just start typing a few letters, and it's going to find a match. If it doesn't find it, you can create the account from here. And I'm going to say, OK. Next, it's going to ask me to create a contact form for this contact. You can see that down below, it automatically selected this is a business contact, therefore it's going to be synchronized, and it's related to this account, this team, etc. And all I have to do is just click Save. You'll see that it's real-time creating the contact and archiving the email. You can see here that now the system recognizes Avi and the account, and I can, from here, I can say, okay, I'd like to also create an opportunity from this email. Okay, so I click the plus button. Name is, say, 50 front end licenses. Stage is quote. Type, new business. You can see that it took the email, the body of the email, and inserted it into the description of the opportunity. and I'm just going to create that opportunity right from here.
That's fantastic. Even an introduction via email can happen so quickly that you may forget to put it in the CRM. So not only did you add Avi right there, but also can include the opportunity that Avi brought to you. That is fantastic.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's really the point that I was trying to make earlier about utilization. Because it's so easy, because it's integrated into whatever you're doing anyway, you tend to use the CRM more because it's already there. You don't have to do anything special. It created the opportunity. You can see it here. Now, if you do want to switch to the CRM, it's very easy. Just click the Q button, and it will take you to this new opportunity that I just created in the CRM. Right, so here's the new opportunity I created.
Fantastic.
And you'll see that also at the same time, it archived the email from which I created the opportunity. Right, so the email is already archived. I can see that the email is archived simply by looking in the side panel. Can you see the green check mark on top of the envelope here? Yes. That means the email has been archived. And also I get this green category that says this email has been archived.
And is that also under the red circle with AG? Is that an indicator as well that it's been archived?
No, this red circle is just the indication of the email from the contact, because it knows that it received it from this contact.
Right. Excellent.
Now, let's continue with the tools. So I created the contact, linked it to the account, created the opportunity. Next, I need to do something here, right? I need to create a quote for Avi. This is where the other tool called Actionable Email comes in. Now, Actionable Email means I need to do something which is CRM related, right? I need to create a quote, but I don't have time to do it right now. I'm going to create an action item. I have the ability to do it in a private manner, means I'm the only one who's going to see this. But the power of the tool is if I share it with my sales manager. And the idea is that this is really a team-based tool where people can create their action items. They share it with the sales manager. And then the sales manager say, tomorrow I'm going to call in sick and I didn't complete that action item. My sales manager has the ability to assign it to someone else. And that someone is going to see that actionable email and is going to be able to continue from where I left off. So the idea is that this is a team-based action item list, and I can see it here. I can see all my, sorry, I didn't save it. Create quote for Avi, save. So it actually creates a record in the CRM. That's why it took a few seconds. And I can see it here. Right, here's my action item. As soon as I'm done, it will disappear from my list. And like I said, the example I gave is my sales manager is going to see this. And if he needs to assign it to someone else, he can just select a different user, and that action item will be assigned to that user and will show up in their list. That's the actionable emails tool.
Very
The other
cool.
thing I want to do, sorry, Janet.
Oh no, continue.
The other thing I want to do with regards to this email is I created an opportunity, right? I want to track this opportunity. So we have an opportunity tracking tool. Say, okay, this email and any follow-up should be archived to this opportunity that I just created. You can see that it automatically selected it. I can select to always associate this opportunity with this contact, or just leave it like that and just archive all emails with follow-up or replies or anything like that. Anything that is part of that same conversation, and start tracking. So it shows me also the nice thing about this is this tool is highlighted. Next time I'm going to receive an email related to this opportunity, I can see immediate context, CRM context for this email. And I know this email is related to this CRM record that I just created. So that's the actionable emails tool and the opportunity tracking tool. Similarly, let me select a different email. Similarly, we have a capture email conversation, which is essentially similar to the capture opportunity, but it can relate to anything. So if you have custom, say you're working with projects or a custom module, you can select that module here, and then it will automatically capture anything related to that project, for example. Last thing I want to take you through is the configuration, and let me show you. So under options, we have all the configuration of the system. This includes sync configuration. There's configuration for the CRM productivity tools. Let's talk about sync configuration. This is where you select what CRM, what modules, for example, accounts. You can see that I selected to sync accounts. I selected to sync them bidirectionally, so Sugar to Outlook, Outlook to Sugar. And it's telling me, okay, which accounts do you want to sync? I can select accounts that are assigned to users. By default, it's me. Or assigned to teams. So if I'm part of a team, say, the North America sales team, I can select any combination of teams from here. Same thing for users. I can say, not just me, but I'd like to see, if I'm the sales manager, for example, I can select all the users in my team. So anything that is assigned to users in my team will be synced to me. Of course, if I have permissions to access, it always uses the Sugar permissions. But this is where you configure, and you also have the ability to set a time frame so you don't synchronize stale data, just fresh, say 6 months or 12 months worth of data. Same thing for opportunities, same thing for many of the records. So this is the complete list of all the modules that we find, standard and custom, and it allows you to configure what should be synced. This is also where you can fully customize. So first of all, the modules that you select are the modules that show up in the toolbar, in the ribbon here. And I can also customize the side panel to say, if these are salespeople, they don't need cases, right? And they need opportunities and quotes. But if these are support people, they need cases and they don't need opportunities. The nice thing about this is this whole configuration can be done centrally by the CRM administrator. So if I'm the CRM administrator and I'm up to speed on all the functionality and all the options and everything else, what I can do is I can configure the system. Say I'm configuring the system for my sales team now, right? Sales Asia, sales EMEA. This is down to a specific team, or I can, if I want to, publish it to global, I can just select global. So everything that I've configured on my system will be published to the teams that I select here, and I'll just click Publish Configuration. The benefits from a user perspective is they don't have to go through this whole complexity of configuring the whole system. The CRM administrator can do this for them, and their experience is going to be such that when they log in for the first time, we're going to say, welcome, we've identified that you are part of the Sales North America team, and your admin has created the configuration for you. We're not going to ask any questions. We're just going to use that configuration and go immediately to synchronization without asking you to go through all these steps. So that really simplifies the deployment and makes it much easier for users. And I think that pretty much wraps up the demo. We can go into questions.
Thank you so much, Ronnie. Yeah, the Q&A is open. Let's just start off with a few questions that we frequently hear. So, Ronnie, if you could share, how much does this cost?
It's $12 per user per month, billed annually. So just like Sugar, it's $144 per user.
Great. Okay. Yeah. And just a reminder, everybody, if you have a question, drop it into the questions box here. But also wondering, does it only work with Outlook?
Yes, this product works with Outlook. We have another product that works on Outlook for Mac and Outlook for mobile, and Outlook Online, which is the OWA, the Outlook Web Access. There's a product for each of these configurations, but it is Outlook.
Okay, great. And then, are there any CRMs besides Sugar that Implicit will work with?
Yeah, we support 3. We support Sugar, we support Salesforce, and Suite CRM.
Thank you. I do see a question here. Is Sugar Connect the standard integration with Outlook?
That's a Sugar product, yeah. That's their standard Outlook integration product.
And how long does it take to set up Implicit?
It doesn't take much. Like I showed you, basically the admin does most of the work of the configuration. For users, they just install the product and the configuration is retrieved from the server and applied to the disk.
Yeah, I remember.
There's 2 types of installations. So if it does... Yeah, go ahead, please.
Oh, no, sorry, you kind of broke up there. Please continue.
There's 2 types of installations. For smaller installations, admin can install it or users can install it directly on their desktop. Or if it's a larger installation, the IT administrator can push that installation silently over the network. So we support both types of installations.
Great. And this is a really good question we have here. How is Implicit different from SugarConnect?
You've seen the tools that I showed you. SugarConnect does not synchronize CRM data. It's mostly about synchronizing Outlook data. So in addition, we also synchronize all the CRM data, accounts, opportunities, content. And then Sugar also does not provide the tools that we provide, such as the collaboration, the approval, the opportunity tracking, all these CRM productivity tools that I just showed you.
Thank you. All right, just going to give everybody one more minute to submit their questions here. Yeah, no, this is great. I remember, so Ronnie actually helped me set up my Implicit instance, and didn't take very long at all. It was a very smooth transition and started working really right away. So it's been a very helpful tool. Okay, well, let me just do one more check right here. If any questions come up after this call, please feel free to send me an email, or you can also contact growth@brainsell.com. But yeah, Ronnie, thank you so much for joining us today, and everybody for attending this webinar. We're going to go ahead and share the recording, and we'll be following up later this week to get some feedback on the content and schedule any next steps. Thank you, Ronnie. But if you want to get your own personal demo or a free trial of Implicit, just make sure to reach out to us at the email that you see right here, growth@brainsell.com. You can also feel free to give us a ring. So thank you so much, and have a great week, everybody.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Bye.